Welcome, welcome, welcome to the virtual car sanctuary of the St. James Show. Appreciate you coming in on this Friday. Hope everybody had a wonderful Friday and having a wonderful Friday. My work day is complete. Now, what else can I get my hands into? Will you do me a favor and double tap the screen as you're coming in? Double tap, double tap. I would appreciate it. Let's see here. This light has been out forever. Forever and ever. What's up, Rita? What's up, Lokovich? Member? Kevin member? JB? What's going on? What is going on around here? I'm about to hop on the freeway. It may freeze up, but fret not thyself, all right? Just stay right. Don't budge. Don't leave. We got to talk about Leandria. How about that? Let's talk about Lily. Not in the back. Entering the freeway. The cars are gonna scares me. Am I back, y'all? Is it still frozen? Back. Somebody tell me. Back to life. Back to reality. And ain't nobody moving. Maybe I'm not back yet. The views are going up, so maybe I am back. That or is it just me? It's like you have that. What is that? What does that mean? I want to see what that means. Reader community leaderboard. Oh, I think that's how many times you guys have supported with cash apps or something. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Anyway, so he interviewed Leandria Johnson. Leandria Johnson was Leandria Johnson She talked, she cussed, she didn't drink, as far as I know. But she sung a little bit on this podcast. Pretty decent interview. Now it remains to be uh, uh, considered if she actually took accountability for her alcoholism. She talked about it, how it affects her family, how it affects her kids. She did talk about a lot of the struggles and the triggers that she deal with, and of course, people have assumed correctly there was some molestation going on. She hated being a preacher's kid. She sung better than other kids, and they bullied her for that. And my thing was that sound like bullying the church. That sound like a bunch of um, thank you for slapping these people out of here, Londa. Um, Baptist, but yeah, I mean, we always say the Baptist drink, but everybody else drank too. But she talked about being around the wrong crowds and people kind of not holding her accountable and going to places where there's bars and she needs people around her that will suggest maybe something else like bowling and stuff. But a lot of it, people are going to take away. I think people are going to take away from that interview that she took a little bit of accountability, but really not the full gamut of responsibility. She said things like, well, at least I'm not driving drunk anymore. Okay. Well, that's a good thing, Leandria. We don't want you to drive drunk. Mm, mm. She talking about the same. She is, and it's. I don't think there's really anything different. And well, there were things different that we didn't hear. She did just, didn't hasn't been. She hasn't really came out and said it. But I mean, I don't. And do you see a lot of accountability there? I mean, there's a little bit. I just didn't see a lot. And when she says, well, at least I'm not driving drunk anymore, it's like, I don't know if you need to put an at least in front of that. At least. How about I thank God for giving grace to me and protecting me when I was so foolish? This time she told the woman, with what I was listening to and how she was responding. But the only thing I hope Isaac did a good job, a decent job of interviewing her. But Isaac, do not fall into what Willie Moore Jr. does and other people. You're interviewing someone, but they're talking about themselves more than allowing the interviewee to talk. Willie Moore Jr. has that bad. Every scenario he brings in his life story and it's like, did y'all want to interview people for your own therapy or what? Are we gonna actually get down to the nitty gritty so these people can talk? Thank you, Kevin, for those gifts. All about the money, yeah. Am I breaking up? Am I back? Yeah. I'll be stationary in a bit. Just hold out for a minute. But it seems like I'm like, y'all gotta let these people talk. I understand, integrating some of your in there, but every question, it seems like they want to have a whole dissertation about themselves. And I'm like, y'all be doing too much. Maybe he'll see that and realize that and pull back a little bit, You don't tell everything in your first interview. You ain't gonna have nothing to say about yourself later on. As an interviewer, you can, just chime in certain things that are relatable to you every so often, but you can't have a story at everything that the person you're interviewing talks about. Yeah. Yeah. And somebody hit me up the other day and they were like, did you see every time I click on that person when they're talking to somebody, they're talking. Like if they go out of the interview and come back in, every time they go back in, the interviewer is talking like a big grand story, and I'm like, who are they interviewing you? You interviewing them, So that's always a thing. But she said that she really enjoyed, she appreciated Ayala Van Zet when she went on there. And I don't, the thing about it, what frightens me with her, because she's not going to anybody's therapy. She says she tried it. It don't work for her. And the thing about it with therapy, it works until you have to work for it to work for you. You can't sit and talk to someone and all of a sudden, well, since I'm still drinking, it didn't work for me. Well, you wasn't ready to stop. You wasn't ready to really listen to anybody. And Leandria is not ready to listen to anybody in regards to her drinking. Her drinking is her friend. She's, supposedly she has a new crowd that she hangs with. I guess she doesn't have the Robert Thatchers of the world in her life anymore. But, I mean, you can blame it on Robert. You can blame it on everybody else around you. But until you figure out it's no accountability in my opinion. Mm-hmm. She wants to drink. She wants to do it. And I just sat there and I listened and, and the thing about it, they get with people like her friend, she named Larry Reed and she, Isaac and, and I understand you can get the interviews because you're friends of theirs. But when it comes to the real deal accountability questions, I don't know if they were ever asked. They were glossed over and allowed her, didn't really give any pushback to her answers, really just allowed her to just kind of flower the responses away. Yeah, she talked about bloggers and wanting to beat up William McRae. She want to whoop his ass. That's what she wants to do with William. And she wants to get over there and get the North Carolina beat. She wants to go get Gerald. She wants to beat him up too. Who else she mentioned? She mentioned meeting Bishop Wooden. She said all them people they in a dark place. in a dead place if they listening to him. And I don't know where Leandria got the right to call somebody they in a dead, a dark place. Baby, you're dead. Let's just not do that, Lily. Let's just, till you figure out that problem. Don't do that. Don't do that. Lonta say she over her. She just what's up, Melba Moore? Good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. So, she want to beat up William. I thought that was hilarious. And, Isaac kind of threw in his opinion on bloggers and stuff. And I say, Isaac, don't, walk circumspectly now, because you're getting into this now. So, you may want to have all these fluffy, nice little interviews, but they may not be the ones that are going to hit. And you may need to start getting a little bit more, not grimy, but a little bit dirty, more dirty. Okay, not disrespectful, but I think he's speaking a little too soon on bloggers when you just getting into it now. Hold up, Isaac. Hold up. Don't jump on the bandwagon with Lily. I guess he's speaking because he's been an artist for so many years that, and he went through his own thing back in the day when they was doing, I don't know what was going, they was doing wife swapping or something. Something was going on. It was like Todd Tribbett, him, Dietrich. It was weird stuff going on for a minute. Yeah. Yeah. So, but then they started talking about her brother. Her brother passed away, and she really, really took it hard, really took to the bottle after her brother passed away. And, she says they were very close. I think she was just, maybe he was a little bit older than her or something like that. Not too much, but, he died. And that's when she just kind of went, she didn't take it well. And she's still doing that live singing competition with James Fortune. Is he? I don't think so, but it's on the same channel. He just changed it to the Isaac Carisho Ray. It's on the same channel, the YouTube channel. But I don't think they do that thing with James Fortune anymore. I don't think. But she was talking about her brother, and that very sentimental to her. And then I don't know how it got there. Isaac says something about there where you'll see him again. And she breaks out and says, well, ain't no rapture. I'm not going to see him. They inspire. Leandria says, there's no rapture. So she doesn't believe that the saints are going to be, caught up to meet him in the air at that great trumpet sound. And the dead in Christ will rise first, and those who remain will be caught up to meet him in the air. She used to have a church. So if you used to have a church, what was your talking points? So do you believe in heaven? I think she was with Tim Rogers, and I don't believe she believes in hell, because I remember that went on for a minute. Her and Tim Rogers, when Tim Rogers was doing that hell thing. That's the Bible. Well, she said that there's no such thing as the rapture. It's Courtney. What's up, Courtney? So when she said that, it kind of put a lot of other things in perspective for me. It really solidified the fact that if you don't believe in the rapture, that means you really don't believe in the real uniqueness of salvation and the real uniqueness of God. You don't believe. And she starts talking about higher powers and, he comes to her in the spirit and that's how she sees him. She says she's never going to see him again because there absolutely is no rapture. He didn't push back, Londa. He just let her speak, which I would have pushed back and said, now that you said there's no rapture, what else don't you believe about the Bible, about God, about, this thing called being a Christian, and what else don't you believe? She is. She is. So I was just a little concerned with that. All Christians don't believe, but they do believe in the hereafter. Gotcha. And listen, I've come to you and said, there's a lot of things in the Bible that are meant us live better lives. I don't necessarily think they were actual events that happened. That's just my belief, according to, again, the things were inspired by men of God. The Bible wasn't, the inspired in word of God. That means we have to lean on men to write it down and to tell us what God said or what he's saying and what happened, the belly in the whale, the Noah in the ark, the burning bush. There's a lot of things, that we can talk about that are quite questionable in the Bible. Well, she does hang. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She does hang with Tim Rogers. Yes. So, he doesn't believe in a lot of the stuff that others believe with. No, Lord, that would have turned the show into some, and it probably would have, Courtney. So he probably did a good thing by not going down that rabbit hole, because it definitely would have turned to another type of thing. And I guess they were not there, but it just threw me for a loop when she said it. So I was like, what did I miss? Is it fair to say that if a person doesn't believe in the rapture, that they probably don't believe in the resurrection? I don't understand how you can believe in one and not believe in the other, Ray. So your question is quite valid around here. I don't know if I've never heard of Carlton Pearson not believing in the rapture, because I can hear him right now singing "Caught Up to Meet Him" and talking about the rapture. I can remember. I know what his thoughts were about hell. But Ray says, if you don't believe in the rapture, do you believe in the resurrection? No, Kevin, I've never heard that. Never heard that with Carlton Pearson. All I heard was about the hell issue. Because he said we're already in hell. We're hell on earth. I get why Isaac didn't push back, but at the same time, if that's not your conviction as a host, you just not going to say nothing at all. We don't know what these people are convicted in and what their convictions are, Harold. They may be running down the same street. So, Sean, they may be running down the same street. So maybe don't want to push back, don't want to reveal their true feelings about things and have people talking about them. So I don't know. But I think there should have been not a takeover of the interview of talking about that, but I would have said, Leandria, no rapture. I would at least said, well, where do you think happens, or is there going to be a second coming? Do you not believe that Jesus Christ is coming back? Because if that's the sense of the rapture, when Christ comes back to take the saints with him. Listen. We've been listening to this stuff all our lives, y'all. I understand when people don't quite get it, or they say, "Listen, I've been listening to this for years. My grandma, my great grandma, my mama, and there ain't nothing happened. Ain't no twinkling of an eye. Ain't nothing. No thief in the night. Ain't nothing like that. It ain't came yet. I don't see it. So I understand. Mm-hmm. Can't have one without the other. Resurrection in lines with the rapture. Yeah. What is she sing about this? You're right. Sherry said, well, what is she singing about then? Is she really just singing to make money? Or is she singing because she's convinced and has a conviction of the soul saving grace of God, and that one day we are going to get the ultimate reward by being with him in paradise? Singing about it, but you don't believe it. I guess it was better she was on that show than Club Shay Shay. The cognac would have, oh, no, you're right. She didn't need to be on that. And she said she didn't drink today. She said she purposely didn't drink before coming on to his program. Thank you, Lily, for not drinking today. She is simply singing for money and a higher power. Well, that's what she say. She's just singing the blues. She's a great blues singer, Inspired. That's why she ought to do it. If there's no conviction in what you're singing about, do other music. Don't sing sacred music. Yeah. She's Jehovah no witness. Yeah, they got some weird stuff about the rapture and stuff too. I don't know who you are, but you're gone. Blues rather than gospel. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lordy. I need to go in for a minute. Then I gotta run back out. Gotta run back out. So wait, I thought you would go to rehab to help the efforts to stop drinking. Well, she doesn't. She said she tried it. She tried it, Londa, and it don't work for her. She said she tried therapy. She's tried all that, and it just doesn't work for her. So I don't think she's going to be going back to anyone's therapy. So y'all can rule that out. What I saw today was someone that is not going to get any additional help outside of whatever she can do for herself to recover. So I don't know. I have no idea. Ouch. It's hot in here. It's hot. It's hot. Let's see here. She has to want to be helped. I don't think she wants it. She's still drinking. She just try not to get caught. No. But you know what, Jay Wash? She's not even worried about getting caught. She just she's not trying to hide it. And they're pretty much upset. The people like Wooden and other people like myself who have said, why did they keep booking her? And then she puts on there that I be messing up my money because of my drinking, and then they don't want to. People be telling people not to book me because of my drinking, and I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know what else we can say. I really don't know. Uh-oh. What do you say? To do what she wants. That she just want to do what she wants to do. And that's pretty much what she said in that interview. She gonna do what she want to do. Right.
And yeah, and rehab money back, that whole concert. Now we know she 100% confirmed today that whole rehab thing, concert, money scam, that wasn't anything truthful about any of that. She was she was just in it for the money. She was not in it to go to rehab. And I tried to tell them. I tried to tell y'all. Y'all still gave y'all her money. Y'all gave her y'all money. I tried to tell you. Y'all don't want to listen to me. That's all right. One day you listen to the prophet. One day. Let me open up these things. At least I'll get some light. And then there was light. Where's my other holder? Hmm. I don't see it. I don't see it. All right. And then she said she has one pending case. She still has one pending case of being arrested. So we don't know what's going to happen. Somebody needs to show these interviews to the court, to the judge, and say, she's not thinking about getting sober. So you may want to mandate a little something that may help her. Yeah, she's gonna be like Karen Hugger. She is. But Ray, she said, at least, at least I ain't driving drunk no more. At least. Not thank you, God, for not allowing me to unalive anybody or myself while driving drunk. And God, I just thank you. Thank you for your grace and thank you for your mercy through this transition of my life. No, she said, at least I ain't driving drunk no more. Told y'all, please. But you know what? When so we're dealing with a couple of things now. We're dealing with now the alcoholism that I don't really think she's going to shake because now she's putting in it. She was a PK kid and she hated it. She was molested by someone, a family member, and she said the only way she was able to talk and she's able to talk to her parents about things that she went through in her childhood is when she's drunk. So she talks to her parents when she's drunk and she's able to get out everything that she wants to say to them regarding her life. You said her life, her choice. She's not the only one. No, she's not. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Did she really say that straight from the alcoholic textbook? Yeah, yeah. It's easy to say that until she gets drunk and is uncontrollable. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so she had E&J. She said, yeah, she can't put down the whiskey. She said, but was Tito's. Today she mentioned whiskey. I guess whiskey's her thing now. And the PK thing, I'm not, but Sean, I'm not knocking that because PK kids they really go through a lot. They're required of them is so much more than they want to give. The taunting, the jealousy, the all that is mixed up in there. And but I don't know, do we excuse it because she was a PK kid? When in doubt and despair, anytime talk it over with Jesus. He'll work it out. Oh, yes, he will. As the drunk person speaks a sober thought, sober mind. So, yeah, out of the heart of a drunk, the mouth speaks. She's trying to heal the little girl in her. Truth is that won't heal. She has to find another method. It's only going to make it worse. Their church shoes. It's going to make it worse. She over there drinking Fireball. Well, for whiskey, I don't know if she drinking Fireball or not. Oh, that Fireball, that'll tear your stomach up, Ray. You don't want to do that Fireball. There's something in that ball that just ain't right. I'm a PK and it was hell. But how did you deal with it, church shoes? How did you deal with it, though? That's my question. Really, I want to know, how did you deal with it? Yeah. But I think we're trying to, like I said, we're trying to, balance this thing out and try to be on Leandria's side and try to really make sense of it, give her kind of a pass a little bit. It's the cinnamon. Is that what it is? That's cinnamon. Ooh, Jesus. Oof. That'll get you rumbling in the tumbling. If she definitely needs to go into, that's what I'm saying, because she's still talking about it. And she says when she starts thinking about it, Greta, that's when she starts drinking. That is unresolved hurt and pain that has to be fizzled out of her some kind of way. If we don't know about her drinking, would her anointing gift be in question? I think it'll show out in another way, though. I think it would show out in another. If it wasn't drinking, I don't know. I don't know. Because there's a lot of people that are anointed, Sean, that have proclivities, but they're ones that we can't visually see a lot of times. So we don't question, sometimes we don't question them because we can't see them. They don't, manifest itself outwardly like she does. Will they still book her to preach and sing? There's people who are going to do it. There's people who are going to see Isaac Curry's interview with her, and they're going to still sympathize with her and continue to book her. They're going to continue to book her. Hmm. And it's really just talent at this point, Londa. It's not anointing. And I think we use that word a little loosely, Sean. We're trying to rationalize an irrational situation. And really, it's sort of hard to answer that, Sean, because drinking isn't the issue for me if done responsibly, right? She can't heal herself by drinking it so much. She must want to seek therapy. Nothing else will work in the life. See, she has to get with somebody who can actually, you know, she has her ear. I mean, it just, there has to be there's somebody you can talk to. There's somebody you can talk to. But now she's blaming, part of the blame is her team. She says she has a new team now because the old team, they would want to go to places like bars. And another reason why, one of the other reasons why they wanted to go, because she was paying for it all the time. She was paying for it. She was paying for the turn up, you know. I had to learn that others' expectations of me don't define me, and rid myself of a victim mentality. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good, church shoes. Because you can waddle in that mentality to the grave. But I'm all about living a, life in that more abundantly around here. And she's trapped. She's trapped. She's not living abundantly. She's trapped. Her talent is making her room, not the gift. Gift is of the anointing. She doesn't fall into that category. Yeah, at this point, she's a great singer. She's a talented singer at this point. And it's not really getting deep with it. It's just, now that we've already been dealing with your alcoholism. We understand you're human. Everybody has their vices that they need to overcome. But then you come out and say, well, there's no rapture. So that leads you to believe, what else don't you believe about the gospel that you sing about? You're a gospel singer. What else is there that you do not believe about this gospel? Double tap the screen, everybody. Hit that subscribe button if you have not hit the subscribe button for me, all right? Double tap the screen. I'm just curious, because I guarantee you, if she hated being a PK, I can guarantee she probably hates church itself and church people. Can't stand them. I'm sure she's in the game. The industry is not what we think it is. Oh, no, it's really not. She should consider changing genres of music. She sounds like she checked out with the church, and she has. She has. When she released that EP, or the single or whatever a couple months ago or something like that, it's good. It's good blues music. It's her. It it's her. Well, you can love her all you want to, shall please stop, but we want to love her into life, not look at her and just let her listen to her sing and she's dying inside and out. People make those blankets say, "Oh, I love her." Well, no, okay, love her. We don't like what she's doing to herself, though. She would really have a struggle in her faith. It's not hard to wonder if she doesn't think God can because God hasn't delivered her. I think that's a good point, Ray. I think the trauma of her childhood has made her lose faith in God. I think she has no faith, church shoes, and because God has not rescued her, and she even mentioned something about that. Why hasn't, God, why haven't you taken this from me? I went through all this PK stuff. I hated my childhood, blah, blah, blah. I was molested and went through this and went through that. And then I'm dealing with this now. Yeah. It's a slap in the face of the church community. She continues to demonstrate disdain for God's people. Self tappers. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the thing about it, I mean, she sings secular music. She sings mainstream music already, but she sings so well, we don't mind her coming in and out, Jesse. We don't mind her coming in and out. Oh, y'all on the same page? Yeah, let's see. Truth of God requires us to put in. Truth is God requires us to put in work. You mean it's just not an automatic thing because I believe in God, everything is going to be okay? You mean I actually have to put in some work to live this life and to really put the right things in order? It just doesn't come by osmosis. Mm, that's too much. That's too much like right. But her big money is coming from gospel. Yeah, she's not. She can't go into the blues, Miss Candace, and go into the R&B side and really because they know her, but the gospel people really where she gets her bread and butter is from right now. The church's inability to really help people get delivered. They don't really care about that, church shoes. They care about what you can do for them. Pastors care about you filling their seats. Like they talk about gay people, but yeah, they want gay people to do their music, sing in the choir. They get the people happy, make the people comfortable, so they'll be more comfortable to give money. Yeah, yeah, that's up real time. They're using her. They're using her, and she's glad they're using her, TW, because it allows her to be who she is. Most of our praise of God was in the bottle. That's a lot. Yeah. Keep the people emotional. Emotional people give more. Yeah, emotional people give more. Hmm. And she talked about changing. She changed her circle. She said she changed her circle. She was kind of playing the blame game, though. She's 42 years old, and being 42 years old, people around you can't force you to do anything. I've been with friends and I've sat there at places and they be like, "We're gonna take shots." I'd be like, "I don't want none. I don't want one." And they could be taking shots all around me, and I could have had something to drink, but if I got my little mai tai, I'm just gonna drink that. I don't need to be with the crowd and take shots if I don't want to take shots. I don't want to have that feeling. I said I want to be able to get in my car and go home after this one drink or so. So I can't sit here and just listen to her blame her team and blame her circle around her. You can only do that to a certain extent. Yet she's only 42. You have to make the decision. No, I ain't gonna take that shot. Mm-mm, mm-mm, because I know I ain't gonna do it. and move on. I don't mind a drink, but you can't tempt me, Ray. You can't bully me. You can't peer pressure me. No, and I can sit right there with you and tell you no. Oh, thank you so much for putting a color on it. My first color of the day. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, wise counselor. How many more colors can we get in this chat today? The liquor knows her by name. They know her. They say, "Come here, come unto me. Come here, come here." Thank you, Kevin, for those gifts. She 42, Sean. I think she does that because she hasn't had the support and she wants to fit in. And I think it's going back, church shoes, to the being a PK kid, not fitting in, people beating her up because of being jealous. They beating her up because she sings better than them. And, so there is a lot of things going on about fitting in and stuff like that. Well, good. Y'all don't want to. Y'all don't want to see. But I don't get like that. The Bible says, "Don't be drunken." Don't be drunken. It'll be when the kids decide to blast. But you listen, and her kids, she said, when she got arrested the last time, she said she called her daughter. She called her daughter after she got booked and they let her go. She went back to the hotel and she called her daughter and said, "Listen, I got arrested. I'm okay now, but you about to see another mugshot." And she said the daughter was just like, "Really, Mom? Are you kidding me?" So, the kids have to be just really, when she got on live, she said one of the kids ran away, the 15-year-old or something. He ran away. Cause she not guaranteed a drink in here. That want to listen here. She want to stay down here for all the open bar. She was just with Beyonce's mama. She was over there. Beyonce's mama, Jamie Foxx. You know how he diddy. He like the diddy get down. He's a diddy get down. She out there. She says, "Mm-hmm." He didn't say that don't drink. He said, "Don't be drunk." That's all he said. Support. She's. That's what I'm saying, lady, elite. You've had so much support. We've given you a Yala Van Zant support. And she even said she really embraced that support. She loves Yala Van Zant. The battle's in the mind. Yes, Joy. That is Joyce. It ain't about that other stuff. It's the mind. Bishop Noel Jones preaches about that. He has a good message about that mind. Don't just say, "Let this mind be in you that it was also in Christ Jesus." I mean, you have to really dissect that thing because all this stuff up here, it's tearing us up. Does she have again? She said 4. Now, baby daddies, I can't confirm or deny. Is she still pastor? You gonna let her pastor you, Ray? You ready to go over there to the tabernacle? Huh? You ready to go over there, Ray? Mm, hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. No, she doesn't have a church anymore. Come on, that church being that I think that church just was for preachers of Atlanta. Was it Atlanta she was in, Ray? When she was on the preacher series, that church was probably only for that show. Hmm. What's up, Princess? Yeah, but I mean that's why it's so important for therapy. You have to change your way of thinking. It'll change your whole life. Isn't that what Father Hayes used to say? If you change the way you think, it'll change your entire life. Thank you so much, Sean, for that super chat. ATL with the Cat and Jones. Yeah, Cat and Jones. Who else was over there? Wasn't there a white man or something over there too? She used to give out cigarettes. I remember that. Used to give out cigarettes and everything. And I'm like, okay, all right, with this new age church stuff, I understand. I get it. But yeah. Yeah, she's still in Atlanta. Okay. I gave her some understanding for that stunt. We kind of, the cigarette thing, I didn't, it was very controversial, but I really didn't falter 100% for that. $ the St. James Show. Was somebody, one of my mods put it in there and I'll pin it. I don't have my other phone. It's $ the St. James Show or $St. James Show. That is, oh yeah, she was giving out condoms too, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. She was giving out condoms as well. Listen, I mean, those are real deal reality stuff that people deal with. But listen, if she goes to therapy but doesn't allow the therapist to touch the most painful parts of her, that's what I'm saying. She has to find the right therapist. You think Ayala could have, really helped her if they would have went like longer, maybe longer sessions, off camera, type of thing? You think Ayala would have really touched that part in the brain? Y'all ain't put that down there yet. Ray, if somebody put my cash app in there for me, and so I can pin it. Do you think Christians is the only religion that we would hear that to get modern? Other religions maintain their right. We got to always change things to make everybody feel wanted and needed and secure, I guess, and comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, she definitely needs a long-term rehab, but I don't think she doesn't want it. Who has the same belief system as she does? Ugh. What belief system is that, church shoes? You mean about what? No rapture? About what? And she not going. She not going to rehab. You have empathy for her. Okay. Okay. Are you a recovering something? And I take that, but you really don't have to be. But tell you the truth, we all recovering from something. To be recovering from something. Oh, that's true too, child. Please stop. She ain't really a therapist, right? She's kind of a inspirational speaker. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you, Ray. Well, that one, yeah, you can use that one. That's fine. Hmm. Yeah. So y'all. I think she probably needs somebody else who can, dig a little deeper. Yeah. Come from drugs, but childhood trauma. I hope she's a good. Oh man. Yeah, she was. Ratings and that type of thing. But she said she really enjoyed her. So but I was just thinking maybe that'd been something if it was a little bit long term. Maybe Ayala can come visit her in the rehab and have some sessions with her, with the therapist, including a true deal therapist. Because you always want that spiritual aspect on it. And Ayala, I think she may be on the same kind of wavelength as Leandria, because it doesn't seem to me Leandria is really rooted and grounded in the gospel of Jesus Christ much anymore. It seems like it's more of a higher power. And with her saying that she doesn't believe in the rapture, so you don't, and like this, Ray said, or someone said, yep, if you don't believe in the rapture, do you believe in the resurrection? So, and they kind of go hand in hand because, he went away to prepare. He went away to prepare, sent down the comforter, the Holy Ghost. So do you believe if he ain't coming back, did he really go away? You know? I don't know what faith she is. I don't know what faith she is. I caught a lie. Here's an old-fashioned one with obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Double tap the screen, everybody. We only have 74 likes. Can we get it up to 100? Can we get it up to 100? Can we do that on today? Saying some of the same things a therapist would tell her. She should allow to wiggle out. Others would just take her money. Off camera, it probably could have accomplished something. Everything is not. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Like I said, I think she probably would have. And with what her response to Ayala to what she during the interview, I think there would have been more of a success with her off camera. You know, you know, she said she was over there smoking, and she wasn't smoking on Isaac's, and she said she didn't drink either. That's true. You got to be ready. If you're not ready to deal with yourself, it won't go well. And I don't think she's ready. I don't think so. And by her talking today, on that interview, whenever they did it, on the interview I saw, I don't believe she's ready because she's still, throwing around excuses. Not saying she wasn't a little bit accountable. She was a little bit accountable, but I don't think she was 100% accountable because when you're ready to stop, you're saying, okay, I'm going to change where my environment, I'm going to change. Not saying that, proclaiming that is different than saying, well, the people around me, if they would have suggested that we not go to the bar, or, if they would have, don't even say that. That's not a person who's really ready. Mm. I think she was a fire baptized organization, and that's apostolic, ain't it? Some of my dusty family members that avoid at all costs. You avoid them at all costs because they always got an excuse. They want to turn up on your dime. They got an excuse. Reddy usually don't. No. Just that's like I told you, Ray, when she was talking about I'm going to rehab and I'm gonna have y'all sing and come give me your money because I'm going to rehab. No, you're not. You're collecting money. You're not going anywhere. And I told y'all she wasn't going nowhere. And I don't even proclaim to be Matthew Stevenson or Tiffany Montgomery or any of that. I don't proclaim, but I told y'all she wasn't going no rehab. When you serious, you just go. You gone. And people look up and say, we ain't heard from St. James in months. Yeah, because he's in rehab and he didn't need to tell y'all till he maybe get out. And the test got a testimony. She ain't got no testimony yet. You do is give it to God and stop feeding her addiction by paying her. Yeah. But then they were talking about, but she needs to feed her children, Miss Candace. That kind of came up now. How dare they tell people not to book me when I have a family? See, not ready. not ready. She don't get it. She don't get it. She's still throwing it out on people like us and other folk who said don't book her until she gets herself together. Amy Winehouse, Whitney Houston. Anger is blocking her healing. She may need to meet with the Buddhist since she's upset because right. However way she can tap in to really cleanse her mind. Finally, Milulu, cleanse your mind. Go over there and do it. If you need to go do it, Tina Turner and old day, blah, 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 whatever you need to go do to cleanse your mind. Get a 9 to 5 like everybody else. They got too much ego and pride for that now, Candace. They've been on stages of thousands. They've been with the who's and the what's of industries. They ain't gonna dare go get a 9 to 5. How dare them? Two people heads online talking about them now. Yeah, I seen that. Mm-hmm. Pride comes before. Well, yeah. Pride yourself right onto a job. Yeah, but I just thought I'd come to the internet and see what y'all had to say about it. I didn't want to be here too long. I have to go do some other things. But thank you for those. If you said, I don't have my other phone, so I can't see if you sent Cash App, but it's pinned there, $ St. James Show, or you can put a $THE St. James Show in front of it, and you can do that as gift. You can do that as well. Seeing some of her anger comes from seeing people in the industry preach against the same thing they were doing behind closed doors. And I think she is a little bit upset at that, Church Shoes, because she mentioned something like that. Well, they have their stuff too, but it just doesn't come out in the public. So I think she has a problem with that as well, that hers is public. She brings to the public because she's real. She's the real deal. She's different, as she said today. She different. She the real deal. See, they fake. And then she was talking about, y'all fat people and this like this. Y'all worried about my drinking too much, but you eating too much and you fat. And Isaac Curry over there. So see, you feeding into this narrative. She's trying to get an excuse. Okay. Talk about all the fat people. Okay. You're right, Lily. Everybody is not ready for that type of exposure. She don't seem to be ready for it either. But she can't control it. She can't control it. I think she liked that bottle of Mike Moore. I don't think she's really, God hasn't taken the, they say they took the taste out of my mouth. Still there. She got to have it. She got to have that whiskey. She got to have it. He ain't took the taste out of her mouth. So all in all, I mean, it was an interview. It was an interview. So it is what it is. But I have to go, you guys. I appreciate y'all coming through. I just wanted to talk about that really quick. Double tap the screen for me. We ain't even got 100 likes. We only got 9 more of you that can hit that double tap or hit that like button. It's 8 more of you. Will you do it for me? And she liked the dark. Oh, she liked that dark. That dark is dangerous, Candace. That dark is dangerous. Yeah, vices and we self-medicate with. Yeah, there is just shopping, eating. There's a lot of things. But our only thing is, and shopping can probably damage your financials, and it affects your family that way. Eating, of course, makes you unhealthy. It could lead to diabetes. It could lead to heart attack. It could lead to stroke. But the drinking, it could lead to also to cirrhosis of the liver. Now, I really worry about her liver. Because that can my aunt died of cirrhosis of the liver. So I really worry about that with her. But the alcoholism, and see what it's doing now, it's affecting her because it's her livelihood, and she's too drunk to perform. She's too drunk to perform. And she alluded to that she pretty much drinks all the time. She pretty much drinks all the time. Even on stage, performing before she performs, she drinks. So she did allude to that. Thank you, Kevin. John never seen a gym. What are you talking about, John Gray? Alcohol abuse also impacts your mood and mental health. Yeah. But there's a lot. What's up, Darla? Her liver can't take no more. You would think it couldn't. No, so you just says a lot about the state of churches that she's performing at. Ain't no anointing in there. No, they're collecting an offering, Charmaine. They are not worried about. They just want her to sing. William tells that story about when, Albertina Walker came to the Bay Area to sing, and they said she was intoxicated. And he said they told her to throw her in that bath, throw her in that shower, and get her on that stage.
Listen, the show must go on, and that's what a lot of these churches think. They don't care about Leandria. And it's sad that the ones that don't want to book her, they're the ones who get talked about. And like Isaac and her were talking about that. Like they were doing her such a disservice by not wanting to book her because she can't get her drinking under control. Ain't about they're concerned about her. They don't want to continue to promote her drinking problem until she falls flat on their stage somewhere, drunk. And imagine this. You don't even know by booking her if she's actually going to come drunk. And I've showed you videos where she was visibly drunk up there singing, visibly drunk. And it's like, that's what you want to put before your people? Does Donald still fool her? I think Donald still, I think he still is a friend of her, and I believe they still have a relationship. But have you seen her in anything after Deliver? Huh? I haven't really seen her with him. Was she in Sweden? He brought quite a few of his friends to Sweden. Was she in Sweden? Mm-mm. Yeah, she's a liability. And you hire her. You do not know if she's gonna fall out on your stage because she drinks before she performs. She drinks before she performs gospel music. So, like a soul, that's it. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, you're right, Donald. I mean, you're right, Harold. Donald is very gracious. Donald don't have a judgmental bone in his body, if you ask me. But he's not, like he said, God will, what did he say that? What was that phrase he said? God will say something until he will do something until y'all know what I'm saying? Remember he has that quote, until you get it together, he will do something until you get it together. I can't remember what that quote was. Drunk at James Fortune live recording. Lord, she walked past me, my mom. We almost got. She had so much. It was so much vodka. So that vodka hit you. Ooh, because it comes out in your pores, and you cannot. That's something that you cannot hide. I'm good. Yeah, God will keep you together until you get it together. Something like that. Yes. There's something about that. I think it was something like that, Harold. But no, but like I said, he still, I'm sure he still shows his love to her. But you can't just, because you got to remember, it you putting her or putting on the album or putting her there, the people are going to look at you as well and say, why are you still promoting? Are you doing this strictly for the money and you don't really care about her as an individual? So it don't look good even with some of these artists that want to use her, because it's like, it's just a two-edged sword. It's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Yeah. He will hold it together until you get it together. That's what it is. Yeah. Were you embarrassed? Did you get drunk when she passed you? Did you get high? But like I still say, it just makes clear all that stuff about her stealing honorariums or taking initial fees and not performing, or spending the fee and saying she didn't get it, or saying somebody stole it. She was scamming. She was scamming. because everybody wasn't, and that poor man, I remember a couple of people got online, they had to really, try to save their reputation, and you're talking about if you're a promoter and you have a major artist saying that you're not good with the money, people are going to start demanding 100% from you before they come, and you're not going to be able to do it. So she was really wrecking people's reputation just because of her alcoholism or whatever kind of ism she got. What's up, Abba? And it just makes us think back of all the things that she was doing, and pretty much they weren't the truth. She was lying on these people. They were skimming and scamming her and Robert Thatcher. Yeah, he's coddling her. She's comfortable with going on Larry Reed and her friends and people that are not going to challenge her in any way. When she said that thing about the rapture not being real, he didn't even, and not that he had to make it the interview about that, but he didn't even flinch. He just like pretty much, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's pretty much what I got out of it. He didn't flinch. He just went on. Isn't that like a scam? Yeah, it's a scam. Yeah, it's a scam. So I don't know. How many of y'all don't believe in the rapture? Drop out of the bushes and state your claim. If you don't believe in the rapture, say me, put me in the chat. If you don't believe in it, there's no judgment zone. This is a no judgment zone. I'm just curious to see how many people are with her, because I'm sure there's more. There's a lot of people with cotton pistols who say they don't believe in hell. That we living in hell. There's no hell. We living in it. That was a theory. No follow-up questions, no nothing, church shoes. He didn't offer nothing. He went on and she kept talking about her brother. Now she ain't gonna never see him again. All she sees is him in premonitions and stuff. So she ain't seeing her brother no more. Ain't no rapture. That tell me you don't believe in heaven. You believe in heaven? What you gonna do when you die? Just lay in the ground, I guess. I believe in the fundamentals of my faith. Okay. I want to let Reed's teaching rub it off on her. I don't know. Does he believe in the rapture? I don't know if he does or not. When I tell you I really don't be caring what these people believe or not. I just found it interesting because she sings gospel music. It's like, do you believe in the gospel that you sing? Because the gospel is the death, burial, and resurrection. And you don't believe in the resurrection portion. Because if you don't believe he got up and went on to prepare a place, then you don't believe in the gospel. You got to find out one way or the other, Courtney. You got to find out one way or the other. We're going to find out who's right. Lily or Mimi. I don't know. We'll find out who's right. That he gave his only begotten, so that whosoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Everlasting life, JP. That tells me a lot right there. Those two words, everlasting life. One day he's coming back, glorious day. You know, Donnie said, living, he loved me. Dying, he saved me. Buried, he carried my sins far away. Rising, he justified me, freed me forever. One day he's coming back, glorious day. There's a fivefold ministry right there. That's a fivefold ministry. Woo, they don't believe it, Ray. Afraid to know. I'm afraid to know what some of these preachers and gospel artists believe. They don't believe in it, Courtney. Don't be afraid. I'm telling you right now, it's all about getting that cash to some certain point. And you know, and a lot of it is because of hurt and trauma and experience. And a lot of them feel, listen, I preach your word, I sing your word, still traumatized. I'm still not about it. And it, you know, other people are more, I'm making people more happy than I am. So the belief system in it is low when it comes to preachers and gospel artists and things. They won't tell you that. We just got people like Leandria who just will. She will. With the help of a little whiskey or not, she will. But she's not alone. You sit there and you do, and you encourage everybody else. You can sing them into deliverance, sing them into salvation, sing them happy, and you go home and you not. And they start questioning, what kind of God am I singing about that can't even make me happy? It's a real thing, y'all. It's a real thing. Yeah, it's nasty work, K Rich, but it's work. It's real work. It's nasty work, but it's real. Who don't believe either, but yet they praise and worship. Yeah, at the Christian church. It's a job, or they enjoy performing. They like the crowd. They enjoy performing. Biggest song and not receiving it is insane, but I hope she bet. I think she's the best person to sing that, and she sung it the best. Because I think she wants it, but she thinks she can't get it. I think Donald Lawrence picked her perfectly for that song. He gave it to her prophetically. He gave it to her, knowing what she needed. And one day she'll probably sing that song, sing herself into deliverance from that very same song. When she finally breaks away from all this trauma. When she wants to. Because right now, I think to a certain extent, she enjoys the trauma because the drinking gives her comfort when she thinks about the trauma. What's up, Shardy? Yeah. Called it decades ago. For the love of money, people. Come on now. Yeah. To rob their own brother. Yeah. That's why I be trying to get y'all to not think about stuff so deeply when it comes to this church stuff. Church stuff is different than real spirituality. And it's different from relationship. It just don't get caught up in that crazy stuff. It'll drive you crazy. And it seems to be driving her crazy. She can't lose it. She can't lose it. Sometimes my sister goes into that. She starts talking about, old church and what she had to wear. She couldn't wear this. She couldn't do that. In her mind, she just starts, I look at my mama, here she go. Because I think she gets trapped in that sometime. And it's like, Certain people cannot just say, listen, that was an era of my life that is a no longer, and it's not going to, it hasn't defined me, and it's not going to define me, and I'm just going to move on. Some people can't have that revelation, or they don't get it quickly at all. Why my head's so greasy? I think it's this new stuff I just tried to use. You know, thank you. So I don't know. You know, so that I tell my sister, "Go, we there, we back there today. What? We the long skirts, yeah, you had to swim in the skirt. Yeah, Couldn't wear no makeup, no jewelry. Got you. But how many decades are you now? And we still back there. You can wear wherever you want to wear. Wear 5 lipsticks if you want on one in one day. Put on a bikini and waddle around everywhere at the pool. You can do whatever you want now. You're free. Don't use that as an excuse to woe is me. Ain't no more woe is me. You grown. Chill out. It's free now. Yeah, use free. Use be free now. No longer, no more chains holding you. Your soul is resting. Rested in abundant life now. But I hear that and I just think about it. It made me think of my sister. It's like every time that she go a little off. Listen here, loose here, Holy Ghost. I'm talking about what you know, what kind of foundation you got. But I understand it, you know. I don't want to, dummy down somebody's experience and the trauma. But how long shall we compass this mountain here? We have these tapes we play in our heads over and over, and we believe them. Let me tell you, y'all got to get them 8 tracks out of your head. Y'all got to get them 8 tracks, them little cassettes, some of them record players y'all got. Y'all got to get them out of your head and get to streaming. Speaking of streaming, y'all go, and let me tell you, it's not bad. I like it. But its music is good. Yeah, get them 8 tracks out your head, Kevin. Come on now. Let that stuff play over and over in your head from the 70s, the 80s. We just appreciate where you come from. Boy, stop singing I come this far by faith if you ain't got no faith. Take it out of your repertoire. Mm-hmm. You're back in your but some people stuck back there, Aaron. Kevin, they so far back, they way back at 8-track days, and they still got trauma from today. Letting that stuff, like K. Rich say, play in your head and play in your head. Destroy the 8-track, destroy the cassette tape. Start streaming some better, lively stuff, some encouraging words, stream something that's gonna build you up. Come into the light, Carrie Ann. Step into the dark side. That's why y'all just in the dark side. Yeah. What's up, Dr. Ron? But yes, make sure y'all go and stream that. Go and check it out. Lovie Elias, it just dropped today. I didn't even know it was dropping today. I saw it. I was like, oh, wow. Then I started and I downloaded and was listening. I was like, this is pretty cool. I said, oh, Lord, he about to make some more people mad. Now you got some new music. They can't take that. They can't take that, take that, take that. Mm-hmm. Speaking of take that. They said, Orange Man he might consider, depending on he might consider pardoning Diddy. Oh, he gonna pardon him. I might as well get that ready. Now what they are said, Tisa Tales, something. Courtney, go get Tisa Tales for me. Go get her real quick. I need to tell her something really quick. Like Tisa, you are not Armand Wiggins. Stick to the lakes and the streams that you're used to. Now she's trying to be animated, and it's just not coming off as authentic, Tisa. It's not working, baby. People are still listening to you. Do you? Don't try to be animated and have props and things like Armand Wiggins. That is Armand's stick, okay? That's his thing. You still continue to tell your story in the nice ADHD way you tell it. We don't need you to be running and doing things, and it's not genuine. It's not genuine. Well, he may have to deal, but she ain't that. Yeah, she's already animated. So she tried to go an extra step, Courtney, and it just is not. It's not coming off as authentic. Y'all know I done bought this other barbecue pit the other day. Now I want to barbecue everything that walks and everything that swims.